Procrastination isn't laziness. It's emotional avoidance. I'm Mr. Reed, and this is the Standard Project. Today's conversation is about why you procrastinate and how to stop avoiding what matters. Follow me. If you're capable but constantly avoiding important work, this explains why. You know what you need to do. The task is clear. The deadline is real, but you don't do it. Instead, you do everything else. Clean the house, organize files, answer easy emails, check social media. You're busy, productive even, but not on the thing that actually matters. And you think, why can't I just do it? What's wrong with me? Nothing. You're not lazy. You're avoiding an emotion. And in the next 19 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly which emotion and how to face it. The task triggers an uncomfortable emotion. Procrastination is the escape. This is what most people miss about procrastination. They think it's about time management, discipline, organization. Wrong. Procrastination is emotion regulation. Dr. Timothy Keichel's research shows that procrastination is primarily an emotion regulation problem, not a time management problem. People don't procrastinate because they're bad at planning. They procrastinate because the task triggers negative emotions. Anxiety, fear, uncertainty, inadequacy, boredom. And the brain seeks immediate relief from these emotions. Procrastination is the relief strategy. 4 emotional triggers. Trigger 1. Task feels ambiguous. You don't know exactly how to do it. Uncertainty creates anxiety. Example: write a business plan. Where do you start? What should it include? Unclear. Emotion: anxiety from uncertainty. Response: avoid. Do something with clear steps instead. Trigger 2. Task has high stakes. Outcome matters significantly. Failure would be painful. Example: important presentation. Career implications: high pressure. Emotion: fear of failure. Response: avoid. Delay confronting potential failure. Trigger 3. Task threatens competence. Makes you feel inadequate or incompetent. Example: learn new software. Feel stupid not understanding it immediately. Emotion: inadequacy, frustration. Response: avoid. Protect ego from feeling incompetent. Trigger 4. Task requires sustained effort. Long, difficult, mentally draining work. Example: write thesis. Months of focused work. Exhausting to contemplate. Emotion: overwhelm, fatigue. Response: avoid. Choose tasks that provide quick wins instead. Dr. Joseph Ferrari's research shows that people procrastinate most on tasks they find emotionally aversive. Not the hardest tasks, not the longest tasks, the tasks that trigger the most uncomfortable emotions. The pattern: task creates emotion. Emotion feels bad. Procrastination provides relief. The framework is emotion first avoidance. Task triggers emotion. Brain seeks relief. Delay reinforces habit. 3 stages. First, task triggers emotion. Second, brain seeks relief. Third, delay reinforces the habit. Understanding this breaks the procrastination cycle. Stage 1, task triggers emotion. Before you even start, the task creates an emotional response. This happens automatically, unconsciously. You think about the task, immediately emotion emerges. Not because you're weak, because your brain is predicting the experience. The emotional prediction process. Brain asks, what will this task feel like? Uncertain, anxiety, high stakes, fear, threatens competence, inadequacy, requires sustained effort, overwhelm. The emotion appears before you begin, based on prediction, not reality. Task comparison: task A, check email. Emotional prediction: easy, clear, low stakes. Provides dopamine hits. Emotional intensity: 1 out of 10. Procrastination: likelihood: 0%. Task B, write important report. Emotional prediction: ambiguous, high stakes, threatens competence if not perfect, requires hours. Emotional intensity: 8 out of 10. Procrastination: likelihood: 90%. Same person, same day, different emotional predictions, completely different behavior. The trigger rule: higher emotional intensity equals higher procrastination likelihood. Stage 2, brain seeks relief. Negative emotion feels bad. Brain seeks immediate relief. This is automatic, not a conscious choice. Your brain is wired to avoid pain and seek pleasure. The uncomfortable emotion is pain. Avoidance provides relief. Behavioral economist George Ainsley's research on present bias shows that humans heavily weight immediate outcomes over future outcomes. Immediate relief from anxiety feels more important than future benefits of task completion, even when you know the future consequences matter more. The relief-seeking process. Step 1. Task triggers uncomfortable emotion: anxiety, fear, inadequacy, overwhelm. Step 2. Brain scans for relief options. What can eliminate this feeling right now? Step 3. Alternative activities identified. Check phone, clean desk, answer easy emails, browse internet. These don't trigger negative emotions. They provide immediate relief. Step 4. Switch to relief activity. Uncomfortable emotion disappears. Relief achieved. Important task avoided. Future consequences ignored. The trade-off: immediate relief from anxiety, fear, inadequacy. Future: missed deadline, poor work quality, stress compounds, consequences worsen. Brain chooses immediate over future every time, not because you're short-sighted, because relief is now. Consequences are later. The relief rule. Procrastination eliminates current emotion. Future consequences feel abstract. Stage 3. Delay reinforces habit. Every time you procrastinate, the pattern strengthens. This is how it becomes a habit. Task triggers emotion. You avoid. Relief follows. Brain learns. Avoidance equals relief. Pattern reinforces, becomes automatic. The reinforcement cycle. Cycle 1. Task appears. Emotion triggers. Procrastinate. Relief achieved. Brain records. Procrastination removed discomfort. Cycle 2. Same task. Emotion stronger because you remember the discomfort. Procrastinate faster. Relief achieved. Brain records. Procrastination works. Pattern strengthens. Cycle 10. Task appears. Instant procrastination. No conscious decision. Automatic response. Pattern fully established. Habit formed. Behavioral psychologist B.F. Skinner's research on negative reinforcement shows that behaviors that remove unpleasant stimuli get strengthened. Procrastination removes the unpleasant emotion. Therefore, procrastination gets reinforced. Not because it's good for you, because it eliminates discomfort. Why the habit becomes so strong? Reason 1. Immediate reward. Relief happens within seconds. Brain associates avoidance with reward instantly. Reason 2. Consistent reinforcement. Works every time. Procrastinate. Feel better immediately. Perfect reinforcement schedule. Reason 3. No immediate punishment. Consequences come later. Brain doesn't connect procrastination to future pain. Reason 4. Repetition builds automaticity. After 50 to 100 repetitions, procrastination becomes default response. No thinking required. The reinforcement rule. Immediate relief strengthens habit. Future consequences don't prevent it. Now let me show you exactly how to break the procrastination cycle. How to identify the emotion first. Before you can stop procrastinating, you must identify which emotion you're avoiding. This is the first step. Most people never identify the emotion. They just avoid automatically. The avoidance happens so fast, they don't notice the emotion triggering it. The emotion identification protocol. Step 1. Notice you're procrastinating. I should be working on X, but I'm doing Y instead. Step 2. Ask the emotion question. What emotion am I avoiding right now? Not, why am I procrastinating, but what does this task make me feel? Step 3. Label the specific emotion. Not, I feel bad, but I feel anxious about not knowing how to start, or I feel inadequate because this is hard, or I feel afraid of failure. Specific label, not vague discomfort. Step 4. Acknowledge the emotion is valid. Of course I feel anxious. This task is ambiguous. Of course I feel inadequate. I'm learning something new. The emotion makes sense. You're not weak for feeling it. Common emotions and what triggers them. Anxiety. Task is unclear, ambiguous, or has unknown steps. Fear. High stakes, potential for visible failure. Inadequacy. Task exposes skill gaps or threatens competence. Overwhelm. Task is large, complex, or requires sustained effort. Boredom. Task is repetitive, unstimulating, or feels meaningless. Resentment. Task feels imposed, obligatory, or unfair. The identification rule. Name the emotion specifically. Awareness breaks the automatic pattern. Why shrinking the first step works. Make the first step so small it triggers no emotional resistance. This bypasses the avoidance mechanism entirely. Big tasks trigger strong emotions. Strong emotions trigger avoidance. Tiny first steps trigger weak emotions. Weak emotions don't trigger avoidance. Dr. Peter Gallwitzer's research shows that breaking goals into specific implementation intentions dramatically increases follow-through. Not, I will write the report, but I will open the document and write one sentence. Specificity and smallness eliminate ambiguity and overwhelm. The first step reduction process. Original task. Write business plan. Emotional intensity. 8 out of 10. Triggers. Anxiety, overwhelm, inadequacy. Result, procrastinate. Reduced first step, open blank document. Emotional intensity, 2 out of 10. Minimal triggers. Result, actually do it. Then, write one sentence describing business idea. Emotional intensity, 3 out of 10. Manageable. Result, momentum building. Task reduction examples. Task, organize finances. Too big. Review all accounts and create budget. Right size, open one bank statement. Task, start fitness routine. Too big, work out for 60 minutes. Right size, put on workout clothes. Task, learn new skill. Too big, complete entire course. Right size, watch first 5-minute video. Task, write research paper. Too big, write complete first draft. Right size, write thesis statement. Why tiny first steps work. Reason 1, low emotional barrier. So small you can't justify avoiding it. No anxiety to escape from. Reason 2, creates momentum. Starting is hardest. Once moving, continuation is easier. Reason 3, bypasses perfectionism. Can't perfect one sentence, just write it. Move forward. Reason 4, builds evidence. I started becomes evidence. I'm someone who starts becomes identity. The first step rule, make it so small you can't say no. Momentum follows. One question that breaks avoidance. What am I afraid will happen if I start right now? This question exposes the hidden fear driving procrastination. Most avoidance is unconscious. You don't know what you're afraid of. This question makes it conscious. Using the question, notice you're procrastinating, about to avoid the task again. Stop. Ask, what am I afraid will happen if I start right now? Let the answer emerge. Don't force it. Listen to what appears. Common answers. I'm afraid I won't know what to do. Fear of incompetence. I'm afraid it won't be good enough. Fear of judgment. I'm afraid of how long it will take. Fear of commitment. I'm afraid of failing. Fear of confirmation. I'm inadequate. I'm afraid I'll be bored. Fear of discomfort. I'm afraid I'll have to change something about myself. Fear of identity shift. What to do after identifying the fear? Step 1. Acknowledge the fear is present. I'm afraid I won't know what to do. That makes sense. Step 2. Recognize fear is prediction, not reality. I'm predicting I won't know what to do, but I haven't tried yet. Step 3. Test the prediction. What if I just start and see what happens? Step 4. Take tiny first action. Not complete the task, just begin. Gather real data instead of predicting. Prediction versus reality. Prediction. This will be terrible. I won't know what to do. I'll feel stupid. Reality after starting. This is challenging, but I figured out first step. Not as bad as I predicted. Prediction. I'll be stuck for hours. This will take forever. Reality after starting. Made progress in 20 minutes. Momentum building. Most fears are exaggerated. Reality is usually manageable, but you only discover this by starting, not by predicting. The question rule. Expose the hidden fear. Test it through action. Reality is less scary than prediction. Productive people don't avoid emotions. They act through them. This is the fundamental difference. Procrastinators wait for the emotion to disappear before acting. Productive people act while the emotion is present. The shift. Procrastinator thinking. I'll start when I feel ready, when the anxiety goes away, when I feel confident. Result, never start. Emotions don't disappear by waiting. Productive person thinking, I feel anxious, I'm starting anyway. The emotion can come along. Result, action despite emotion. Emotion often decreases after starting. The emotion timeline. Before starting, anxiety, 8 out of 10. Uncertainty feels unbearable. Avoidance seems necessary. After starting 5 minutes in. Anxiety, 4 out of 10. Task is clearer. Ambiguity reducing. Momentum building. After starting 20 minutes in. Anxiety, 2 out of 10. Flow beginning. Confidence building. Task manageable. The emotion decreases through action, not through avoidance. But you must start while the emotion is high, not after it decreases. Dr. Edna Foa's research on exposure therapy shows that facing feared situations while experiencing anxiety is what reduces the anxiety. Avoidance maintains fear. Exposure extinguishes it. Same principle applies to procrastination. Acting through discomfort reduces discomfort. Avoiding it maintains it. The productive identity. Someone who acts through discomfort, not someone who waits for comfort. Now you understand procrastination. It's not laziness, it's emotional avoidance. Identify the emotion. Shrink the first step. Act through discomfort. This breaks the cycle. But there's one more challenge. Maintaining discipline over time. You can overcome procrastination. Start the task. Build momentum. But if discipline requires constant willpower, you'll burn out. You need systems that make discipline automatic, not force. Automation. If you want discipline that doesn't drain you, watch the next video. Because overcoming procrastination gets you started, but sustainable discipline keeps you going. The next video shows you why discipline feels hard when you're using it wrong, how to automate good behavior without willpower, the structure that makes discipline effortless. One setup rule that eliminates daily battles you've learned how to start. Now learn how to sustain. Watch the next video now. One standard, greatness. One project, you.